Thanks for staying with us. Was still reviewing Vanguard. What's the story? Go ahead,
so this is a very shocking story. The two cemetery workers, actually, a cemetery worker and two other accomplices were found with 5 human skulls in Agege local government area of Lagos State. Yes, they were apprehended by local security people in the cemetery area, and they said the Isokoko police station where the suspects were taken, they were able to apprehend them. The Isokoko. The police under anonymity said that they would be transferring the case to the state investigation department for further investigation. But according to him, that there are many hoodlums in the area, and many of them always try to go to this cemetery area to carry out nefarious activities. He said that an eyewitness said that the suspect had been working in conjunction with the cemetery attendant to obtain body parts, for illegal purposes, and that the security operatives of the community noticed that they keep coming to the cemetery over and over again, and they were carrying bags. So that was, the local security were the one that apprehended them and transferred them to the police based on observation. So, and like the police always say, is that when you see something, say something. Everybody is involved in securing and protecting ourselves, but it's just very sad that people will not even let the dead be, will not let them die and rest in peace and be disturbing their dead body. And usually it is for some funny occultic activity, ritual, money rituals and all of that. Yes.
The bones for drugs, for hard drugs.
So here we are.
Okay, I have a story. The National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has said that it was moving towards phasing out wooden boats on our inland waterways. According to the managing director, Bola Oyebamiji, said that he said also that the wooden boats account for 90% of the boats on the waterways. He said that it was largely because they had no regard for operational rules, which included not traveling at night, overloading, and failure to use life jackets from both operators. I get the reasoning behind it, because he said quite a bit in this article. But I think wooden boats is also is a practice of the people for many years. So there's a way you can do it, modify it, because we've seen wooden boats in different parts of the world where it's still there, but it just has to be done properly. So instead of phasing it out, there's got to be a way where we can ensure that they're safer, they're more there, because there are some wooden boats that are
sustainable also.
The real problem is that life
jackets and overloading.
Because there's this wooden boat I've been seeing since I was a kid on the way to Agbara. So we are coming to that last bridge before you get to where Corona is. There are 2, 3 wooden, they are still there. Those things are very strong and they've been there for forever. So the point is that it's not about wooden boats, it's about how to make it more effective and sustainable. Okay, let's take another story in Vanguard before we move on. Another story?
So I have the story concerning COVID. According to reports now, Nigerians are experiencing COVID debilitating disorders, according to experts. Experts are reporting that Nigerians are now experiencing neurological manifestations of
COVID did
long
not catch
COVID.
us like
COVID has gone, but we're still with COVID.
Wait, COVID did not catch us like that. So how they remember that? People were dying in many places.
They should sort themselves.
How was it? How is this?
So they're saying is the neurological manifestations of long COVID, called neuro-long COVID, which is known to be one of the most debilitating effects of COVID. And sometimes it manifests as brain fog, mild cognitive impairment, fatigue, sleep problems, headache, sensations of pins and needles.
Malaria does that.
Malaria
does that.
Nigerians have money, everything will go.
I'm telling you. Even malaria does those, but they should calm down.
Being broke does
God bless you.
How do we know for sure that this is really COVID?
Please, it's not COVID. They should first of all come with the reports from other countries that COVID
should leave us.
Please, I beg. Moving on to Nigerian Tribune. Nigeria's 134.3 trillion debt overhang. Servicing costs undermine private investments, economic growth. You guys don't take that story. Talk way. NDLA recovers illicit consignments in Lagos Shrine and underground storage in Lekki. You took that story. 2025 local government election wounds hold in 37 LCDA's local Lagos Assembly. PDP chairmanship wide Damagum Messi off Ayu's tenure. Cost of governance in Nigeria among highest in sub-Saharan Africa, says Ramfak. And then NPCL helicopter crash, another body retrieved. Okay, which story?
Yeah, so the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has intercepted consignments of opioids concealed in soles of shoes and hair attachments heading to the United States, United Kingdom, and Cyprus. Yes, so at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport.
Right here?
Yes, right here. 3 courier companies in the state. So a statement by the Director of Media and Advocacy of the NDLEA, Mr. Femi Babafemi, said a total of 2,118 pills of tramadol concealed in soles of 13 pairs of shoes going to Cyprus were seized at the export shed of the Lagos airport, October 12th. An additional 380 tablets recovered from the home of the sender. That's Mr. Okenwa. They did not show us the surname. He said during a follow-up operations in Enugu, this happened October 24th. They said Babafemi said cash of 968,880 naira and a Toyota Avalon were also recovered from the suspect at the time of the arrest. They also said not less than 293 ampoules of promethazine and pentazocine injection, as well as 1.690 kg cannabis and tramadol tablets concealed in hair attachments and soles of shoes going to the United States, United Kingdom, were intercepted at 3 courier firms by NDLEA. It's the guts for me. We keep seeing NDLEA every day search all of these consignments, recover some of these, and people still have mind to package this in different ways. I'm telling you, if it's not inside hair, it's inside shoe. It's not inside shoe, it's inside pants. Inside the body.
The swallowing.
But well done, NDLEA, for everything that you are doing. Once I go to the airport and say, open your bag, I don't even... Please, can you search the bag?
Okay, so I have an update with the LCDA in Lagos State. So the Lagos State House of Assembly has said elections will not be conducted in the 37 local council development areas. If you recall, the Constitution recognizes only 20 local governments in Lagos. It was when Governor Tinubu at the time, when he came, that he created the additional 37 because of, obviously, the reach within the state. So he's saying that they can only conduct elections in those 20 constitutionally recognized local government areas unless there's a review of the Constitution. According to him, according to the... I think it was the lawmaker representing Koshofe, Honorable Okolan was speaking. He said that this was due to the recent Supreme Court judgment granting autonomy to the 774 local governments. The lawmaker said that the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission would only conduct the chairmanship elections in 20 local governments recognized by the Constitution. The Lagos State House of Assembly is repealing the local government law of 2016 to further support the Supreme Court judgment on the autonomy granted for the 20 local government. There's a lot of changes happening because I know some of the LCDA's chairman were actually looking forward to this election. Yeah. But it's looking that they might have to put that on hold because now we have to go and align with exactly what the Supreme Court is. And we'll see how that goes in Lagos State.
Sad story with the fact that the NASU and SANU are set to begin strike. So the Joint Action Committee, that's JAC, of the non-teaching staff in universities, including non-academic staff, as well as the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, have instructed members to now embark on a nationwide strike due to the non-payment of 4 months withheld salaries. The strike, according to the leadership of both union, is scheduled to begin on Sunday. It started yesterday night, and that means from today, NASU and SANU, that's the non-academic staff, will not be doing anything in the universities. They had already informed in advance that they had rescheduled waiting for a trade group council meeting of NASU to ensure that they would be answered, but they have not been answered. They've expressed regrets that despite the president's approval of 50% payment of withheld salaries, the finance ministry has delayed response, which is raising that the government is actually willing to or being committed to resolve the issues. So Jack is now saying they are going on strike. The strike is going to be based on the unpaid wages. Must we always get to this point of strike before things are handled? Can we please ensure that our children are in school? Because if they are at home now, I don't mind. Devil's Workshop, we don't need them to be idle. We want them in school, please. Whatever the government needs to do. If they've already given approval, then release the money. They said now that the government gave approval, but the Ministry of Finance hasn't released the money. This education is too important for us to be not listening to them.
That's bureaucracy right there. All that is red tape. Go ahead, Chika.
Funds, the cost of governance, I want to take that story. Cost of governance in Nigeria is among the highest in sub-Saharan Africa.
Really?
This report was given by the Revenue, Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Committee, RAMAF, and they have come out to say the high cost of governance in Nigeria over the years is among the highest in sub-Saharan Africa, and this has hindered the government's ability to fulfill its primary responsibility of development. It has said that this is alarming and unsustainable, and it continues to generate public concern and discourse because of its negative implication on investment, industrial expansion, infrastructure development, and the growth of the real sector in the economy. In the same breath, he came out to commend the president for his directive to reduce the size of official convoys of ministers and chief executives in his administration as a means of reducing cost of governance, and is urging other state governments.
Sorry, I'm confused. It's not around fact that gives them the salary. It's not around fact that determines the salary. So you that you're determining salary, you're also telling us that you're cost of... It's not you that will say, okay, so Mr. President, so this thing we are giving this is too much.
Too much.
Please,
Can we cut it
help us,
down?
can we do? You're not complaining. You're not using the best psychology.
Yes, on
President has
Nigerians.
already announced. Without you, President has already announced I'm cutting cost of governance. You're not saying that.
Yeah.
Cost of governance is coming around for, please. It's a bit late.
When you tell the senators, they say it's not also, it's Ramfac.
Yes,
the
now.
prime minister, they say it's not also.
So
it's
Don't
Ramfac.
tell Ramfac
Ramfac
now,
is
just
not
say,
complaining. I beg, calm down. Mr. President has already said it. Is there any other
They
story?
should follow his directive.
Please. Any other story? Let's move on very quickly. What time is it? We have no more time.
Yeah.
Guardia, was any important story there?
She's taking the COVID story.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review this morning. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.